What's up guys, and today we are playing 99 Nights in the Forest. We're going to be trying to get away from a deer and a goat, as well as bears, wolves and cultists. So as we spawn into the map on day one, I am just trying to run around grabbing food, grabbing logs, cutting trees down, getting scrap, just trying to find anything just to throw on the campfire to get it lit, to get it expanded. Every time we expand and level up the campfire, it expands the map, which gives us more of the forest to go and explore. As I'm just running about, I'm grabbing flowers, which you can actually use at a fairy shop in somewhere in the forest at some point later in the video. You can just use them as currency, get more seeds, you can plant berries, that's just grab and go food while you're out and about in the forest. They're just grabbing some logs, just try to get the campfire leveled up, try to expand the map, try to get better loot. This is where the fairy lives, because it's night time, she's not open, she's currently asleep. I managed to actually find a wooden cabin and a chest which actually has a revolver, which will come into some use later on. My current perk is to find more bullets, which is good, because we're going to need a lot, especially when it comes to fighting bears. They take a lot to put down. Again, more bullets, and a trader is actually here on day 2, which means if we collect certain animal pelts, we can get some decent upgrades. I got the good axe. Day 2 was spent just going around chopping as many trees down as I can, trying to level up our campfire, trying to get wood for our crafting table. With enough wood and scrap, I was able to make a map and a sundial. The map would come in handy for navigating the forest, and the sundial actually told us how long we had left of day and how long was left in the night. Day 3 was also spent just running around the forest, trying to explore, trying to find any loot I could. I came across an old campsite and a chest which gave me some fuel for the fire. I saw in the distance a bunch of cultists. So my first instinct was to just shoot them, pick up the bodies which can be used as fuel for our campfire. There was alpha wolves in a cage, which meant if I got them, try and get a pelt for the trader, try and get some upgrades for myself. But unfortunately none of them actually dropped their pelts. But I did get a lot of gold and a lot of meat, some armour, just some very basic clever armour, and a medkit which does come in useful, especially if you're playing with anybody. You can easily pick them up if they get downed. If you need to use it on yourself, it's easy. Revive some of your health, keep you going longer. On the way back to camp, I started collecting more flowers as I went, just looking for anything and everything I could find, any sort of scrap. By night time, the deer was actually chasing me, so it's quickly rushed straight back to the camp, drop my inventory off, sort out the loot, put whatever I needed to in the crafting table, put the cultists on the fire for fuel. Just while the deer was stood there watching me, work come in because he's scared of the light. Did manage to get some decent loot though. We also managed to get the campfire leveled up again, which means we got more maps to explore, and by the end of the night, it started raining meteors. And then I just spent rest of night 3 just watching the meteors crash down, which will come in useful later. I was back out again, looking for anything I could find, any loot, coming across more cultists, taking them out, finding more bullets and scrap, which would all come in useful later, finding a spear as well, which is very useful. Found another cabin which has wooden chairs, which in a campfire is useless, but in the crafting table I think it classes as 5 wood instead of 1. Then back at the campfire, ready for the cultists to attack that night, and here they are, all coming in, all trying to get us. And this is why we will be spending some time in this video trying to make the safest base we can, putting some walls or putting some defences in, just so we don't have to deal with this every other night. All the bodies went straight on the campfire for fuel. Cultists are useful for some after all. Collecting the gold, which we will be using on the furniture trader later, trying to get some parts, some furniture to make our base look nice once it's defended. As soon as that was over, I decided it was probably time to sort my inventory out. Managed to do a trade to get a rifle off the trader, which was nice. And then straight into day 5, back out looting. And this is where we came across the strong axe, which is the strongest axe in the game. It manages to one-hit all the small trees. Also decided to build the crock pot that night, which creates better food. You chuck in 3 pieces of meat, it gives you a stew. By day 6, we're out cutting down the massive trees. As you can see, they drop a lot of wood and quite a few saplings as well, so we can keep replanting the trees. All this was just going straight onto the campfire, trying to level that campfire up. Then called into the fairy shop, trying to get some more seeds, trying to get more flowers. And then I found a bear, and these take a lot to kill. So I was running around trying to kill these. Found a load of oil for the fire as well, which is the best fuel you can come across. Killed some more bears. Yeah, back at the campfire that night, ready for when the cultists attack. We took them out quite easy this time, especially with all the loot we were getting. By day 9, I was back out in the forest, just trying to find anything useful I could find. More resources, more scrap, more wood. And then I came across a playground with a gold chest, and these gold chests mean higher loot. This time I came across what's called the Gem of the Forest. Now I need 4 of these to create 1 full gem, which is for the last tier of the crafting bench. The next few days was spent just cutting down all the trees I could find around the base, all the massive big ones, all the small ones, collecting saplings. This is where I started planning the base, using the saplings to grow trees to create a wall of trees around our base, collecting the wood for the crafting table, trying to keep the fire lit, scaring the deer off every now and again, cutting more trees, making walls, storage racks, putting anything useful on there that we didn't want to just get lost, making defenses, making an entrance to the base, planting even more trees, and then we built a teleporter. See, the idea was we could teleport into the base and teleport out the base. So if we ever get overrun, then we could easily get out. But as you can see here, these cultists are just trying to pile in, just instantly dying as soon as they get through. Standing on all the spikes and on this bear trap, they just don't stand a chance. And then we went straight to the meteor site by day 28. See, these meteor crash sites are guarded by these meteor crabs, which are really easy to kill. And then all I'm doing is just smashing all these crystals up, trying to get these red and gold shards out of there. And then the black shards you see in the middle are actually obsidian. Now all you got to do with these is just smash them up. You just pick up the rocks, throw them in the air. When they drop, you just let them smash on the floor. And then inside is just obsidian ore. As you can see, I'm just about to smash these up. And then pick up the red ones. We grab this, we just drop it, and there you go. Raw obsidian ore. Then all you got to do with this is take it to some lava. Whether you might get a meteor crash site with lava in it, you might find you'll have to go to the lava biome where I've just gone. Drop it in, and this creates obsidian ingots. So as soon as we've melted down the obsidian ore, what we're doing is going straight back to base. We are dropping our inventory off. We are just creating piles now. Piles of the red ones, piles of the gold ones, and piles for the obsidian. This will be useful later on when we know what we need for crafting, where we can just come grab it, go to the anvil and just forge whatever we need to forge. These shards are what are going to make us the most OP stuff in the game. And here you can see me just dropping the obsidian into the water. This cools them down and actually makes these shards usable. And then I just spend the next day or two just getting some more shards. By day 29, we actually come across the furniture trader, and this guy just gives us all sorts of furniture and cosmetics for the base. And here I'm just trying to work out whether or not I want some fence posts or some fence panels, but I just buy both. And then back at base, after going to more crash sites, I'm just sorting out my inventory again, trying to place some furniture. I thought I bought 5 of these posts, but I actually only bought 1. So I managed to decorate my base with 1 post. Somehow my friend managed to down herself coming through the teleporter. As soon as I got air up, the cultists started attacking. But this time, a few of them actually got through the defenses because I think a few of them actually got broken. Luckily, we did manage to take all out before they got to us, which was quite nice. But it just means later on I will have to go back and repair the traps. Day 31 started me just going back out, trying to find some more meteor crash sites. I did manage to find a few more, smashing the shards up, collecting the red and the gold shards again, taking them back home, adding them to the collection. What I was looking for was some more obsidian, because the obsidian is a lot more rarer, and it is what you need to create some some of the most OP gear you can come across. Luckily, I managed to come across 2 more pieces of obsidian. I got them smashed up, got them into the ores, collected all the other sort of shards, and then again went straight back home, emptied my inventory out, sorted it all out into piles again, and this just went on for the next couple of days. You're probably thinking that's a lot of shards, but we will probably use most of them. By day 33, we came across the furniture trader again, so we bought some more fence posts, thinking I already bought a load, but I had only bought 1, and then went straight back to farming meteor crash sites again, just trying to collect whatever I could from there, preferably obsidian, but I was unlucky this time and only got the gold and red shards. And then I had to quickly rush home during the night as I was out trying to collect more loot because we had the cultists again trying to attack. And I think my teammate was still AFK. I was low health, trying to get into the base. Campfire's also running low on fuel. Luckily, we managed to get all this sorted, and then by day 34, found out where the forge was. The forge is where we're going to start making some OP gear. As soon as I got there, I tried clearing out the enemies, the crabs, the cultists, and then any sort of wolves that were kicking about that kept running at me. Managed to get in there. Started getting the anvil built. It comes in 3 parts. They're always in that room with you, so it's fairly easy to build. You just got to pick up the pieces and drop them in place. As you can see, another meteor crab's chasing me again. Managed to get him gone and then headed straight back into the forge to build the rest of the anvil. As soon as I got the anvil built, I opened it up to see what materials I'd need for what pieces of armor and what weaponry. By day 36, I was back out looting again. I actually managed to come across some more defense blueprints, which I'll be putting on the entrance of our base, try and keep the cultists out. Coming across scrap and bullets, more fuel, more scrap, and coming across flowers again, more bullets. This is where I start putting down the defenses I've just found, trying to work out how I can place them down through the wall, while the cultists are also trying to raid me. They also knocked me down to a dangerously low health. Another couple of hits and I think I would have died here. Luckily only 2 or 3 got through and I did manage to take them out with the help from a teammate before they got to me. So luckily we all survived. Managed to get the blueprints placed, emptied my inventory out after that, spending the night looting, just sorting out the scrap and the wood and the fuel, pouring everything into the crafting table and making some stews ready for another night out of looting. And again, we nearly got that campfire max again, but the map is fully expanded now, but it just means we don't have to worry about the fire as much. This is where I decide it's time to start building some of the OP armor. This is where I decide it's time to start building some OP armor. So I grabbed some meteor shards, some obsidian, and headed straight back to the forge where I built the obsidian boots. The obsidian items and armor that you can make in this game sort of charge up and absorb some damage that you take from hit, and once that bar above my hunger bar gets full, it lets off an explosion. Collect some more materials, some more obsidian, some more meteor shards, and go back and decide to build myself a gold axe trim. This makes my strong axe even stronger. Then I went straight back out on day 38 looting, got some more base defenses, got them put down in my base after nearly dying the previous day, collected some more obsidian. Day 39 I went straight back to base, grabbed some of my meteor shards, some obsidian, went straight back to the forge and built myself the obsidian chest. Now this just gives you a straight up chest. I took it straight back to my base, wondering where it was, placed it straight down and decided just to open it, see what would happen. And what it actually gave me was the obsidian body armor. Now this thing looks cool. So as soon as that was on, I decided at some point I need to get a gold trim on that too. But that night we had a bunch more cultists turn up to the base, not one of them made it through the traps. They all perished trying to get to me, through the traps, through the bear traps. Couldn't even step foot into our base. By day 40, I was collecting more shards out of the base, all the gold ones, the red ones, some more obsidian, heading straight back to the forge to try and make my armor trim for the obsidian chestplate. As soon as that was made, picked it straight up, and as you can tell, this looks even sicker. By day 41, I decided that it was time to craft the oil drill, which does what it says, it drills for oil. Automatically throws the oil out onto the floor, which we can then use on the campfire to keep the campfire lit. It's probably the best fuel in the game, and we don't have to do anything, just let it drill away. And again, day 42 starts with a load more cultists heading towards the base. Not one of them survived. All the bodies went straight on the campfire, and I went straight back out and decided to explore the lava biome some more. There I just started killing any cultists I could see. Nearly got struck by lightning. And then I came across the volcano. And this is where you can drop the cultist bodies into the volcano as a sacrifice. And then you get this big blast of energy coming up, goes straight to the pedestal like you see behind my teammate. And the idea was to try and get some cultist gems, but unfortunately it gave us the gem of the forest instead, which is still a bonus, just not what I was after. So I decided to spend the night in the lava biome as well, just running around, killing all the cultists I can come across, trying to find some more loot. And this is where I came across the cultist king's lair. So I decided to clear out all the enemies, do some more loot, found some more blueprints for defenses. As soon as we got back to the base, the deer was already there waiting for us. He jumped straight over the fence. Cultists had ran in, trying to kill us. It was an absolute nightmare, but luckily we survived. Day 45, I was back out looting again, trying to fill the campfire back up, trying to find meat to make some more stews, so I wouldn't have to worry about dying of hunger while I was out exploring. That's pretty much all I did all night. By day 46, I went back to the cultist king's lair. This was because I needed to summon him in so I could defeat him in battle, because he drops a piece that I would need for the cultist king headset at the forge. As soon as he was defeated, started looting him, picked his body up, and it was the cultist king antler that I needed. This would be used at the forge to create the headpiece to complete my armor set. So while at home I started sorting out my inventory, grabbing the parts that I'd need to create the helmet, putting the other defenses down. There's the oil can that I was telling you about that totally misfire. This is me back at the forge making the Inferno helmet, and I think it's a nice addition to the armor set as well. By this point, my teammate had opened the obsidian chest at my base as well, and she got the obsidian hammer and decided it better suited me with the obsidian boots and the obsidian chest plate than her, so she decided to give me it, which was nice of her. But the hammer is pretty sick. It can two-hit a wolf and an alpha wolf. It can one-hit rabbits. It basically replaces the spear. So this is where I decide to just test out my armor set, see how much damage I would actually take from alpha wolves. No, see how much damage I could take from alpha wolves. And as you can see, my health bar in the top right corner, it doesn't actually drop that much. By this point, I was back at base battling cultists again. They'd set off quite a few of my lava traps that I'd placed, so they were just instantly burning in lava. Couldn't even step through into the base. With my OP armor set now complete, decided it was about time I went to go and rescue the 4 children. So I spent the next few days running around the map trying to find where they were. The first 2 were pretty easy to find. I came across some bullets, found the next one guarded by bears. This wasn't relatively hard to get by. Managed to get to the child and pick him up, took him back to the base where they set up their own base camp. And I managed to find all 4 of them and get them back to my base where they set up their own little camps around my campfire. With all 4 kids now safe at the base, surrounded by impenetrable walls and defences, I decided to spend a little bit of time decorating, filling up the campfire one last time. With everything in place, I stood there and just admired my base from afar, taking in everything I'd achieved throughout this game. And that's it guys, that's the video. A big thank you if you stuck all the way through and watched to the very end. I'm fairly new at YouTube and very new at doing longer format videos because I normally stick to shorts, so thank you. And if you would like to help me out, drop a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you would like a part 2 of this, where I try and survive as long as I can, or actually make it to 99 nights. Maybe you want to see me build the safest base possible, or maybe you want to see speedrun. Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.